Well, Santa Fe was founded in 1995, and this has always been a city, a region of the country that has been known for vanguard artistic practice from really the turn of the century when the first artists came here from New York. There were a group of American Impressionist painters called the Taos Founders School that were coming out west to find someplace lovely to paint, and the story is their wagon broke down in Taos and there they remained. Then shortly after that, a really famous patron of the arts appeared, Mabel Dodge Lewin, and she had been to visit Gertrude Stein in Paris and wanted to create a salon in northern New Mexico, and then began to draw all sorts of artists and writers and creative types, political people, to her, and since that time it's just continued in that way. So I think a lot of people who come to visit Santa Fe from other places see a touristic version of Santa Fe, which is kind of a screen, and then behind that screen are an amazing group of collectors and certainly of artists. I mean, I think a lot of people know that Bruce Nauman lives here in Galisteo, Susan Rothenberg, Richard Tuttle. All kinds of extraordinary people are here, quietly making art. So that's really what Site Santa Fe was founded to do, was to serve that community, first of all, and to serve the larger community of artists in this town who aren't able to travel to New York, LA, wherever, Berlin, and to bring them news of the outside world. And so the mission really is for us to be a place where vanguard art of the most interesting and challenging kind can be produced and presented. And in particular, we do this through our biennial. We were founded to do a biennial. This year's lucky number 7 is the 7th. And so that's really the initial founding mission, was to bring a curator of international renown to Santa Fe to hatch a plan and do a big fat show, and then we do other programs year round. Oh, the opening was fantastic. We broke all of our attendance records, so that was exciting. We were just packed to the gills with people. And it had a very merry feeling. It had a very, very lively. And because the artists had been here for so long working, all the works are site-specific, they came to know each other very well, and I think really enjoyed being with one another and meeting each other's partners and gallerists and supporters from all over. Several of the curators from other countries who were involved in the project came the first time in January, and we had met previously in Venice, at the opening in Venice, and so it was a little bit of reunion of old friends also. So it felt really lovely. It felt quite warm. The audience comes from all over the world. A goodly number of them do come from Santa Fe, but Santa Feans themselves come from all over the world. This is a city made up of people who have moved here from other places by and large. So. And it's art that draws people to live in this city. So already that's an international community in Santa Fe, and then in addition to that, there are people who've come specifically for the opening. A lot of New Yorkers, people from LA, Chicago, and then several from across the pond.
Get outsiders all around, because it is an excellent and sometimes that's spoken as secrecy. And more ability for the sovereignty and self-determination. There's some things about that which happen, as well as these people's integration into mainstream society through their jobs.
Exactly. We were founded first of all as a biennial, and then the remaining program emerged after the fact. So now I think we're probably, in the States at any rate, equally well known for our regular program, but I think internationally we're probably still best known for our biennials. We've had a number of great curators, and as I said, this is the 7th biennial. 3 of our curators have subsequently become the curator of the Venice Biennial. One of our curators, quickly after doing our show, won a MacArthur Prize. So we like to think of ourselves as a bit of a launching pad. chose Lance because the proposal was simply the most extraordinary thing I'd ever read. And I thought that it would challenge us in the most profound way, and that it was extraordinarily well matched for for our skill set and our place. So it wasn't that hard of a choice at all, actually. His core concept was one of process, experimentation, and collaboration, and really of community building, and inviting all of the artists who are participating from 16 countries to come here, work together, and make new work, all ephemeral work that responds to the situation here in Santa Fe. And Santa Fe has a very funny history, and much of it is false. People joke and call Santa Fe fantasy or Santa Fake because it has a way of presenting itself and its stories. It sort of puts on a show for people. But underneath that, there are other histories which are equally truth is stranger than fiction, I think, in this case. And many of the artists did engage with that strange quality of Santa Fe.